Today I'm going to be doing my speech evaluation on the I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream is a public speech that was delivered by American civil rights activist Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It was done on August 28, 1963, during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. He called for civil and economic rights and putting a stop to racism in the United States. Martin Luther King Jr. uses repetition, metaphors, allusions, and many other techniques in his speech to try and help people better understand his point of view and what exactly he's trying to say in this speech. Other devices he uses to elaborate his points that could be noted are his recognition of how other people may feel in the audience. Even though white people in the audience, they may not feel too positively or too great about the things that he's saying. He really tried to connect with everyone and let them know what he was talking about, why he was talking about it, and what his goal by talking about it was. He directly addresses his audience in all viewpoints and documentation of these ideas and actions that have taken place. He uses a great amount of techniques to persuade, as this is seen as a persuasive speech. His main goal was to persuade his audience to join his campaign and hopefully create a new way of life for the Black community in America. The first technique that he used is the Emancipation Proclamation, which is that every man should have equal rights against the white American. Martin Luther King used the phrase, "I have a dream," 8 times in his speech. That's the technique of repetition. He repeated, "I have a dream," 8 times to really drill that idea into people's heads. A, what his dream was. B, the fact that what he was asking for the Black community at the time really was just a dream. It was in no way, shape, or form a reality for them, and that's just very sad. He needed the white people and the audience to understand that they could only dream of the things that the white people experienced and lived in this American life. He said, and I quote, "I have a dream that my 4 little children one day will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." I have a dream today. Again, saying today, I have this dream for my children, which we all have this dream for our children. I know that any parent out there can agree with me that you want the best for your children. You want for them to have the best life, the best of everything, and you don't care what color of the skin they have. This persuasive speech was immediately recognized as a highlight of the successful protest that took place. The intended audience of I Have a Dream is mostly for white people. White people back then were the ones doing most of the racist acts. I won't say that they were all of the people, but they were definitely the brunt of the problem. I feel that his intention was to help the white community better understand that all these people are wanting is equality, nothing more and nothing less. In his speech, Dr. Martin Luther King's intentions were solely meant to connect to the white people that listened to his speech. He wasn't trying to bash them or make them feel hatred or anger, but just make them understand and maybe even sympathize with what he's had to experience all of his life and understand that that just isn't okay. This speech was necessary because there was way too much hatred and oppression in this world back in that time of day, when everyone should have been able to agree that no violence and no hatred should exist between the races of America. I think his speech was overall an excellent event to be a part of. I would have loved to have witnessed it myself. Probably would have cried a few tears, honestly. But what a beautiful human being that even in all of that chaos and animosity, violence, and hatred, he just poured his heart out and soul to a white audience at that the people who were against him at the time and really just expressed his willingness and want to love and be loved back, no matter the color of his skin.